Okay, so AS score reading, this is part 2. Okay, so part 2. In this part, I'm going to talk about the viola clef, the alto clef here. Let's just have a little look at the alto clef. It looks like it's a back to front K. If I get Muse score up in front of me, ignore that I've got piano and flute here, but I've put the viola in specifically so we can have a little look at the viola clef. So it's like a back to front kind of K, and the note that sits in between where the kicking K is here on that middle line. So if I just put that note in here, this note is middle C. If middle C was to be written, say, on the flute part here, the lowest note the flute can play is actually middle C, it would look like that. If middle C was written in the bass clef on the piano, or a bass instrument, middle C is that note. So actually, if the viola and the left hand of the piano was playing that C, middle C, and the flute was playing its lowest note on the instrument, which was a C, all those C's in these clefs, treble, bass and alto clef, would actually be playing in unison, playing the same pitched note. So that's a C in the viola clef. Now, to read the viola clef quickly, you can do this quick shortcut. If you imagine that this is no longer the viola clef, but it's actually a treble clef, so in other words, that note which is here on the middle line, if I was to put it in the treble clef here, we would read it as a B. But of course it's not a B because it's here and it's a C, it's on the middle line. So if you imagine it's in the treble clef and it's a B in the treble clef, all you need to do is then take it up one letter name. So one letter name higher in pitch than a B would be the note C, or C sharp, remember, because we've got sharps in the key signature. So that C sharp would be a C sharp because we would take it to a B in the treble clef and raise it by one letter name, so it's a C. So we go back to a score. Let's just have a quick practice of doing that. So if we go along and look at our viola clef here, we can see that our first note here is on the second line or second line up on our stave, which if that were the case, if we thought we refer to this as being in the treble clef, that would be a G, every good, a G. Take it up one letter name, it's an A. So the viola is playing A at the beginning. Let's have another little look at our viola part. Here we can see that our violas divide at this point, so we've got some of them playing the upper notes, some of them playing the lower notes. Excuse me. Let's just go down and see if we've got. So let's look at this final notes here in the viola. So the bottom note, if we think of it as a treble clef note, is a G, which means we raise it by one letter name, so he's actually playing an A. And here it looks like it's playing a D in the treble clef, so we raise it and it would be an E, so a D and an E. So that's a really quick way of being able to read the viola clef. Let's look at one more. Here it looks like it would be a C if this was the treble clef, or a C sharp because of the key signature. So raise it by a letter name, C, D. So that's actually a D. This note here, well, it looks like it's F sharp if it were in the treble clef. Remember face for your notes in the spaces for the treble clef. So we raise it by a letter name, so F becomes G, so this is now a G sharp. We must remember we've got to keep the sharp in there, so it's a G sharp. So that's your viola clef. Let's have a look now at transposing instruments. We'll have a little look at the clarinet in A. Clarinet in A. Notice that the clarinet, because it's a transposing instrument, the actual written part has got a flat in the key signature, whereas the flutes have got sharps in the key signature. This is because this is transposing, and it means that when it's reading the note C, it's actually we're not hearing concert pitch C, but we're hearing concert pitch A, which is the third below our C. So in other words, the sound is coming out 3 notes lower. It's actually a minor third. You might need to go over, you might do some revision about intervals, majors, minors and perfect intervals, but this would be a minor interval. So if I go back to music score, let's just have a little look at that a second. Let's go back. Going to just delete what I've got in the flute part, and let's just have a see. So the clarinet, imagine that this is now the clarinet part, and ignore our sharps here at the beginning completely. In fact, what I could do is I could actually add the clarinets in there. So let's go back and go to Woodwind. This is a great program. You can download MuseScore from the internet free. It's fantastic. So where are my clarinets? Clarinet and B flat. They're not their A instruments. Clarinet and A, they said. Add to the score, and we say OK. So we've got our clarinet part now, although it hasn't got the right key signature. So I'm not sure how I can do that. Clefs, key signatures, there we go. Key signature, 1 flat, add, oh, 1 flat, oh, clear, get rid of that, not sure what I'm doing in a minute. So perhaps if I wrote key, 1 flat, doesn't like it. Not sure how to do that at the moment with this program. So anyway, so the very first note that we had on our score with our clarinet looked as though it was a C, and as I said, because it's transposing, it doesn't come out as a concert pitch C. It would come out 3 notes lower, so C, B, A. Alright, so a nice easy way of looking at clarinet notes, if they're in A, is that if you're given the note and that note's in a space, then the note that's coming out is going to be in the space underneath. But we now need to make sure that the interval between the A and the C, remember we always work intervals out from the bottom note to the highest note in pitch. A to C has got to be a minor third. So we need to be able to work out a minor third. Now a minor third is really quite simple really, because a minor third, if we have a look at electronic piano, a minor third is 3 semitone steps. So if we're on a C, the note written on the score was a C, and we were to count down a minor third, which is 3 steps, semitone steps, 1, 2, 3, then A is a minor third. Let's go and have a little look at another part on the score and see if we can work it out. So our clarinets here go a little bit further on. Right, remember bassoons, clarinets, there's our clarinets. So here in this bar, our clarinets look as though they're playing E and a G. E, remember it's a note in a space, so it's face, F, A, C, E, so it's E, and then it's a G. So we go back to MuseScore, and I'll quickly pop in the note. We'll do the note E first of all. So the second clarinet was playing an E, and the clarinet part was playing an E. Alright, okay. So remember, if we just count down 3 letter names, we go E, D, C. So we know the note has got to be a C. It's got to be C something. It could be C flat, it could be C sharp, or it's a C. Let's go and work it out with semitone steps. So our note was an E. We started on. We're going to have 3 semitones, which is our minor third. 1, 2, 3. Right, now we know the note's got to be a C, so this note, of course, is C sharp. So actually, the note here is C sharp because of our time signature, our key signature. So we go back, and at that moment in time, the second clarinetist is playing, we're hearing a C sharp, and the first clarinet is playing a G. So if we just get my piano up again, G, down 3 semitones, so here's our G. Remember, we're going down in steps, so it's 1, 2, 3. So it's playing an E. So it's coming out concert pitch E at that moment in time. So quickly go back to MuseScore, and as I said, the note written on the stave was G. We know that it will be an E something or other, and then you just need to check that this is a minor third. So go to a keyboard, draw a keyboard in the exam, and then start from G, counting down 1, 2, 3. So it would come out as a concert E. Okay, that's enough for now.